Hey, all, this Reverend Keys. Happy Sunday to you. How you all doing? I am here because Rick Keys he's been kind of delegated to rest and relaxation mode. Oh, by the way, uh, Rick Keys. Rick Keys is the patriarch of the Rick Keys Music Caravan. Plays primarily blues. I'm Reverend Keys. In God, I trust, and God, we trust. The whole Keys family trusts in God and Jesus Christ as our Savior. Anyway, we are. This is me, and as I was trying to say before, Rick Key's been so stressed. He did those 3 live shows in 1 week that he kind of had a breakdown, and he's relaxing. So Dr. Keys and I have suggested that. We told him that he needs to go to Ireland and spend some time with Patty O'Keys and It O'Keys and what Keys are all in Dublin, Ireland right now. I am here in Oceanside, California, or as Rick Keys lovingly calls it, Oside, California. We're here in Oside, California, and some amazing, miraculous things have been happening here recently. One of the miraculous things is I was going through some of Rick Key's shelves looking for music, and this one had kind of fallen into the bottom, and it would have probably been lost if I wouldn't have been looking for it. I am good at finding the lost and bringing them into fruition. Reverend Keys. So this was Peter Parsek, almost lost in Rick Key's mess of CDs. It's called "Everyone Wants to Go to Heaven." So the next song you are going to hear is from Peter Parsek, and that is the title of the song. Everyone wants to go to heaven. There's a few people that really don't want to go to heaven. I don't want to mention their names because they may be Facebook friends of Rick Keys on Rick Keys Music Caravan. Anyway, speaking of reverends, which I am, and people say, "Hey, Rick, how did?" People say, "Hey, sir, how did you become a reverend?" And I told them, I go, if Al Sharpton can be a reverend, just about anyone can be a reverend. So I am Reverend Keys. Speaking of reverends, as I said before, Rick Keys is allowed to go to the Casbah this Tuesday. He may be going with a lovely new woman. Not nude woman, lovely new woman. This is Reverend Keys. So he's going to see, and he was told his one last show, and then we're shipping him to Ireland. So Reverend Peyton's Big Damn Band. So you can see Rick had made them on this release, which is 2021 apparently, made it to Rick Keys Music Caravan top blues albums for 2021 just because they're so unique. Anyway, Rick Keys is going to see them at the Casbah this coming Tuesday. He'll probably be taking some photos. Here was the earlier version of Reverend Peyton's Big Damn Band. It's called Poor and Don't Payday. Kind of the theme song for what 99.9% of the American population under our current POTUS, the POTUS with the MOTUS. Actually, he's the POTUS with the leastest. So after that, the two Reverend Peytons, you're going to hear something new from a group from Croatia called the Sunnysiders, and they have a new release called 27 Stitches. So this is the only Croatian band on the Rick Keys Music Caravan so far. Another new release hasn't made it to the RMR chart. If you don't know what the RMR chart is, then maybe you haven't been listening to the Rick Keys Music Caravan. So you should know by now. But I will tell you one more time, just because I'm a sweet, loving type of person, Reverend Keys. That's why they call me Reverend Keys Love. And Reverend Keys, they go one and one. And Rick Keys, I understand, is looking for some loving. So if you guys know any really hot ladies, single ladies without problems that own their own homes and some other things that Rick was looking for. Not living with kids. All right, so let's continue here. We don't need to go into all of Rick Keys' unholy desires. So this is a new one from Ms. Lowe, Mizzlowe. How low can you get, Ms.? Mizzlowe. That's how low, Rick. Reverend. Classy Woman. That's the title of that release. Pretty cool photo. What else do have we got here? All right. So this is one that since it is I'm starting the show, we've got some holy music in there, or God music, I like to call it, or Jesus music, because that's who I believe in, Jesus music. But it's, let's just say, godly music. So Nick Wade plays some really godly music. Feeling Good is Good Enough, where he actually sings praises to Jesus. So that's Nick Wade. Last but not least, hasn't made it to the RMR chart because it's so new. It's like burning up. It's so hot. Wow. Okay, so we got Kingfish live in London and Chris Stone, Kingfish Ingram. So that one's new too. So this is part one of the Rick Keys Music Caravan scene. Rick Keys in Spanish, scene music without. So without Rick Keys, and so this part one. Part two is going to be Dr. Keys, I believe. I think he's almost done with his emergency colonoscopy. It was some sort of politician from California, but I think he's almost done with that. So he should be here for part two. So stay tuned. Rick Keys Music Caravan, hosted by Reverend Keys, starting with everybody. Everybody wants to go to heaven. Who wants to go to hell? Not me. So stay tuned. Rick Keys Music Caravan. Subscribe on YouTube. And I'm not going to tell you the whole routine, but you can also get Rick Keys currently until I'm banned from Facebook. I mean, until he's banned from Facebook. So you can get Rick Keys Music Caravan. That's how you spell it. Rick, Keys, Music Caravan. You can get that on Facebook or Meta Facebook or Twitter or Twitter X. So stay tuned. Rick Keys Music Caravan. Oh, I forgot to tell you what's going on in downtown Oceanside. Let's see what's going on. Okay, well, look, the waves are looking pretty darn good. One guy's out there by himself. He's about ready to surf up to Carlsbad, it looks like. What else is going on over here? Oh, okay. So you guys remember the story. Production headquarters. All right. So director. So anyway, what was happening was a member of the Pink Flamingo truck was had the flamingo. He's actually roosting up at the tiki bar. So he got drunk one night on Bud Light and he ran over his buddy. They were called Wee Keys. They're binary. They're not sure if they're I don't know what they're sure of, but anyway, they're sure there's something. So they call themselves Wee Keys. And remember, this pink flamingo ran over that pink flamingo under the truck and decapitated him. Dr. Keys, fortunately, was able to save that one and reattach that head. So Me Keys, after he salvaged that pink flamingo truck from the ocean in Oceanside, we are in downtown Oceanside, he actually decided to purchase that from the Pink Flamingos, knowing that the one was I guess you can't say crippled anymore, but has a physical restriction, can only bend its neck like that. That's how Dr. Keys put it on. But anyway, so the Pink Flamingo truck. So now Me Keys is checking it out. He's checking under the hood because a lot of water went into that motor. So he's checking the motor, trying to get all the water out. And he's actually got that one Pink Flamingo that Dr. Keys reattached his head to, holding that truck up so Me Keys can look out and check it out before he puts a whole lot of money into it. And the binary butterflies, they're still just hanging around with I guess those are seagulls, so they're hanging out with them. And the teardrop, it's kind of still down there in northern Oceanside, I guess, is where they let them stay, near the harbor beach. They're somewhere down there. And the tiki bar apparently is open. So anyway, stay tuned. You know how to listen. Go to YouTube. You like it, and don't dislike it. Doesn't help Rick Keys, and he's already too stressed to take anything else that's going to like lower his expectations of him. So that's why we're sending him to Ireland, so he can like pick up the pace a little bit and maybe help it in what keys and have a good time with patio keys. And then like, dislike, what else? Bell, press that bell that spreads the good news of Rick Key's Music Caravan and his family, me being one of them, to you, your neighbors, the world, whoever. And last but not least, there's a thumb icon. Press that thumb icon that helps us spread the good news of Rick Key's Music Caravan, and you can get it on Facebook and Twitter. So stay tuned. Everybody wants to go to heaven, especially me and Rick Keys.